Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be walking you through what I think be one of the best Town Hall 10 attack strategies. I haven't yet seen any good videos on it, so as far as I'm aware this isn't a well used thing, but I've found it to be really useful. So let's get straight on to it. Right, so the attack that I'm going to show you is built up from one golem. Then I bring in a couple of healers with me, anywhere between 4 to 6, depending on your preference. But have a go, trial it out. I personally found 4 was about the right amount. There's going to be 8 wizards in there. They're just there in case we get the CC out, and you need to wipe them out, obviously. And then the main attacking troop is going to be bowlers. So as you can see, I've got 17 bowlers in here. And then I will also be bringing in a wall wrecker with me in one of the later videos, but for the time being I'm going to show you an attack from my last war. Now if I go to the last war, although we did lose, we did have some really good attacks in there. So if I go over here, it was against a Town Hall 9, I believe, my first one, but I was just trialing it at this point, and this is where I thought it was really quite useful. So as you can see, it's quite a simple Town Hall 9 base, really. But the fact that it was so open made me think I might actually include some bowlers. So what I start down here with a simple queen walk, same as usual, really, for most Town Hall 9 attacks. I think most Town Hall 10 attacks, start with the queen walks nowadays, and then I drop the wall wrecker along with my golem as my tank troops. And then I follow up with pretty much all of my bowlers. So the idea is that I want my queen and I want my wizards to be going straight for that CC. Ideally, I would have left that a little bit longer and let them get a bit closer. I've then dropped a heal spell on all of the bowlers that are working around on the left-hand side, just to keep them up, keep them alive, whilst they basically just pound down a couple of defences. On the right hand side, as you can see, we've just broken apart that lava hound in the CC, and then the queen's just going to go around picking off those pups one by one. On the left hand side, we've still got a group of bowlers all together, which is perfect. That's exactly what you want, because bowlers work together really well when they are all together. On the right hand side, we've got this golem. He's just catching up, and the queen's currently taking most of the hits, so the queen walk's still going on. But I believe what happens here is the golem now starts to take most of the fire. And as you can see, they're just meeting in the middle. I've dropped my king at the top there just to take on the other king. And a freeze spell just to give me that little bit of a head start on him. And there you go. That's the 100% right there. So like I said, that was a Town Hall 9 version. That's not really that impressive. But I thought, I'll give that a go in the last war. And it worked quite well. So I then came out of war and I thought I'd give it a go in a normal attack against Town Hall 10, because I'd run out of attacks by that point. So if I show you this attack here, this is against Town Hall 11 base. I didn't realise that, but it's effectively a Town Hall 10. I mean, it's got all of the defences that a Town Hall 10 would have. So as you can see, this time I've changed it slightly because I've dropped all of the bowlers together and I've got the healers working behind. Now this was ideally what I wanted to do in the last raid, but the queen branched off from the bowlers. So what you want to do is you want to try and keep all of the bowlers together and then have a couple of healers behind, just following them up with some support. Now I'm bringing in the wall wrecker right now, just to break through the walls and try and get the bowlers to work towards the centre of the base. Which some of them, as you can see, are now backtracking, whereas the others are still powering on. I've dropped a heal spell and a couple of rages just to really boost it in. Inside of my CC, I did also have some more bowlers, which are just in the middle now, just breaking the thing apart. And yeah, down the bottom now, if we follow this, so as you can see, I've lost about 2 healers. This is why I say anywhere between 4 and 6 healers works. Because if you bring in 6, it's a lot more likely that your troops are, your healers, sorry, are going to get attacked by the ADs. It's a lot more likely than if you was to do something like a Queen Walk. Because there's not so much funneling done for this. I mean, that's something obviously you can do, but then you're taking away your power from the mass bowlers. So yeah, now all we've got basically is we've got our golems still taking most of the fire for us, whilst there's a bunch of bowlers just following in from behind. As you can see, the healers decided to go after the golem instead of the bowlers. That was quite close. But we've got the king working around the outside. The queen's following him up, and they're just going to make their way round to the last few defences. If I just speed this up. Yeah, and it's just a matter of the queen and the king taking out the last few bits. So, as you can see from that attack, it does also work for max Town Hall 10 defences. So yeah, I'm gonna go off now. I'm gonna try and get you a third raid, showing you exactly how. So hopefully I can slow it down a little bit and explain it in a little bit more detail. Right, so I actually want to show you guys 2 more attacks. The reason being is that I found a useful tactic in my final attack, which I wasn't really thinking about before, but I'll walk you through it eventually anyway. First of all, I want to show you this attack against a Town Hall 10. Once again, a 3-star. So initially what I do is I drop my 2 golems either side, and a couple of wizards just to create that funnel, so the bowlers are forced to go down the centre of the base. As you can see, I drop my bowlers there with the healers, and now I'll drop a couple of wall breakers to get me in that initial wall with a rage spell as well, just to increase their damage as well as the bowlers. This helps just break down the centre of the base as much as possible. Now this is where the mistake comes in. As you can see here, the healers have started going for that golem instead of following my bowlers right when they get into the centre of the base. So if anything, when they're needed healing the most. So one of the lessons that I have actually learned is to try and keep your bowlers away from your main attack. Especially when you get trailing golems like that are just breaking into a wall for very little value whatsoever. It can cause a real issue to the attack. So that's why I bring in a couple of heal spells with me as well, just in case that does happen. Helps keep your bowlers alive whilst they take out the centre of the base. So as you can see now, the bowlers, they're on low health. I'll just speed this attack up a little bit to twice speed. I drop my king and my queen on the left hand side just to work their way around. The last of the bowler mass is gone now, so it's just a matter of the king and the queen working their way around. Over here we've got a golem, we've got a giant, and we've also got a bowler. We've actually got 2 golems on the go, just taking most of the fire from that defense. We've got the king and the queen down the bottom there, just working their way around, and I'll speed it up to 4 times, and it's just a waiting game, waiting for them to get round and destroying the last defences. So yeah, that was an example on a Town Hall 10 attack, just to show you it is actually useful. And as you can see, I got quite a lot of loot from that. I think I got about 1 million loot. Now I'm going to show you this attack as well. Now this was on a Town Hall 9. I just wanted to try and get trial this one out. But what you'll find I do is I actually separate my bowlers away from my main attack. So as you can see at the top now, I'm creating that initial funnel for my king, my queen, and a golem attack. I'll just double speed this. And you'll find that they take out the top half of the base. And any minute now, I start dropping some bowlers in the bottom side of the base. So yeah, I've dropped 2 bowlers there just to see if I could try and create that funnel. Didn't really work out too well. So instead I dropped all my bowlers in one hit instead, followed up by my healers down the bottom. I've got a wall wrecker, to get me right into the centre of the base as quickly as possible. Now there was actually some extra bowlers in there for me, thanks to Delboy. But yeah, then all it is just a matter of my king and my queen are down by this point. The whole left hand side of the base is taken out. My bowlers are just going to walk around free reign. I'm going to double speed this, or quadruple speed even. And yeah, you can see my bowlers literally just walk their way around. They're not taking any major damage. The healers are keeping them up and running, and they weren't distracted by any other troops, which was the main thing. So yeah, I've tried out multiple combinations. I found probably the most useful is to take in 1 golem, about 15 bowlers. So what I'm taking in at the minute, it's about 15 bowlers, 1 golem, 4 healers, a couple of wizards just to create that funnel, and then some wall breakers to get you in. You want to be trying to get a wall wrecker whenever you can, especially if you're in war. And you want to be using your king, your queen, and your golem to try and focus on the CC troops. You want to knock out the enemy queen and maybe even the king if possible. But I'll do another video on war attacks later on. So I hope this video was useful for you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!